program. We have about 40 therapists on staff. We take care of people that might have knee surgery or hip surgery. For more information, you can give us a call at 561-392-3000 or visit us on the website at whitehallboca.com.
From simple sprains to highly complex surgeries, the Orthopedic Center of Palm Beach County has been serving the South Florida community for over 65 years with the finest orthopedic and pediatric care. Our physicians are each experts in their field, providing a complete spectrum of musculoskeletal care from prevention and diagnosis to treatment and rehabilitation for every part of the body in both children and adults. Our doctors are able to perform the most advanced treatment options available, including PRP therapy, stem cell, arthroscopic surgery, and microsurgery. At the Orthopedic Center of Palm Beach County, we are dedicated to providing a comprehensive solution to get you back to your routine as quickly as possible, in the shortest period of time with the least amount of inconvenience. With 3 beautiful new offices located in Lake Worth, Boynton Beach, and Wellington, we are able to provide much-needed care to families in the South Florida area. Give us a call at 561-967-6500. From our experienced physicians to the most advanced treatment options to our state-of-the-art facilities and excellent support staff, the Orthopedic Center of Palm Beach County is committed to providing you with the very best care. Call us at 561-967-6500 or find us at www.ocpbc.com. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Do you have enough light in your life? Are you soaring in the joy around you? Are you stuck and unable to make life happen? Stay tuned for the Rabbi Jenny Show, where you will learn how to bask in the light and find more joy and meaning in life. Call to talk to Rabbi Jenny at 888-565-1470 and email questions and comments at rabbijenny.com. And now, if you're ready, stay tuned for the Rabbi who will light your world on fire, Rabbi Jenny.
Happy Wednesday. It's Rabbi Jenny. Welcome to the Rabbi Jenny Show. I am psyched. This is an exciting show today because we're talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is joy. I think joy is more powerful than love. I think joy because it is a conscious decision to rejoice. I mean, how big is that? So let's do some housekeeping on the Rabbi Jenny Show. Remind you, we are streaming live on Facebook. We're on 1470 AM in Boca Raton, Florida. We are also on iHeartRadio, and you can check me out on rabbijenny.tv and watch old episodes on YouTube. And you want to be my friend on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and, you know, we can hang out. Ask me some questions. I'd really like it. I always like to answer questions about what we talk about in the show and continue our relationship. The next thing I want to remind you of, and if this is your first Rabbi Jenny Show, this is your first time hearing the most 2 important main ideas of your life that you are going to adopt in your life. These 2 main ideas, make them a part of who you are, and they are the Rabbi Jenny main ideas. The first one is this: the world is happening for you and not to you. It is happening for you and not to you 100% of the time. Why is it happening for you and not to you? Because you are divine love light energy. And you are always expanding and growing like everything else on this planet that has life inside of them. And as you expand and you grow, it may hurt, honey, but it's happening for you, so you shine brighter and you become a bigger, better version of yourself. So those are your 2 main ideas. You're going to adopt them. This brings us to our topic. Our topic today is rejoicing. My teacher, the great great Rabbi Gelberman, my Rabbi, he used to say we have to put the J back in joy, get rid of the oi. You know, we have to learn how to rejoice and celebrate. And so I'm so excited that rejoicing came up in Torah this week. We're right at the end of our story, our big long story we've been telling all year long. Moses is just about ready to let go and let Joshua and his people go right into the promised land. And it's great because we're right here. We're in Deuteronomy 26. And what God says is he says, you know, you're going to go into my lands, you're going to reap your harvest, you're going to get your first fruits, you're going to, you know, set up shop, and then you're going to partay. You're going to rejoice. You're going to rejoice in what you find. And remember what I teach you. Torah is a code. It is a Hebrew code of your soul, and those letters are put together for a reason. And the word for joy is simcha. You know, and in the portion it says, you know, it's put in a verb form. It's visamachta. So you're going to rejoice. But joy, simcha, is put in order in a reason. I'm going to tell you about this word joy, simcha. And if you know it as a Jewish person, simcha is the most important thing, because you have to learn how to put the fire of life into your life. You have to let it flow through you. You have to always breathe in the fire and beauty and flow of life. It's very, very important. So let's break down that word so you understand joy. From a Hebrew standpoint, you understand that this is really a code, and and we talk about, what does rejoicing mean? What is joy in life? This is a really weird week for me. I've done 2 ceremonies for people who've passed on, and both of them were they were full of joy. We were rejoicing in that person's life, and I made me think about this topic. So we're going to talk about that. But let's talk first about simcha. What is simcha? Well, the first letter in simcha is a shin, and it's that 3-flamed Hebrew letter. And I can't wait until everybody's watching me, because then I can hold up the letter. But it's that Hebrew letter with the 3 little flames on it. The fire letter is what they call it. And it represents the Shekhinah, or the fire of life. It represents the God within. There's the Adonai, which is the God above, and then there's the Shekhinah, which is the God within. So it's the first thing you're going to tap into, get some joy. And the next letter is an Mem, the first letter of Moses' name. And actually, these are all the same letters in Moses' name, which is the code, which is cool. So Mem, which is water, Mayim, Hashemayim, the heavens, it's the flow of life. So you get that fire flowing, right? And then you get Chai, you get Chet, you get life. So you're flowing with the fire of life, and then you get the Hey, and that is breath. That is breathing it in. And that's what simcha is, learning how to really take life in and see things. I have a quote here. I love this quote, and it's I think it's by John Calvin. Let me find it here. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's this quote, and it says this: "There is not one blade of grass, there is no color in this world that is not intended to make us rejoice." So you can choose to rejoice in everything in life. You can celebrate every single thing in your life. Okay? In the dictionary, it says that rejoicing, the verb is to take delight. And this brings me to an article that I found. You know me, I'm always looking at these cool... I think the internet, I've feared it, like many people might, but I love doing this show every week because I find the most amazing people put information together in a way that I've never seen it, and I'm so grateful for that. Because, we think of joy and we think of partying and stuff, but I think we're selfish, or I'm speaking for myself. I often think of it as something I'm doing, like I'm going out for a party. But rejoicing is actually celebrating others, helping others, appreciating, taking delight in other things in life. And I just think that that's fabulous. Noticing what God's put in front of you, actually celebrating it. It's like you seal the deal. If you don't notice it, is it really there? I'm not sure. So if you don't rejoice in something, it never really happened. And I think that that's why ceremony and celebrations are so important. It's one thing to feel sorry about someone leaving, but when you celebrate that you experienced their presence in your life, that they touched your heart, that you loved them, then that, I believe, seals the deal. So this is an article I found, and I absolutely love it, and it's written by Mari Ali at Dayspring, if you wanna look it up. And it's 7 ways to rejoice with those who rejoice. And I think this is the coolest thing because I love the idea of rejoicing in other people. So I think the message today is rejoicing in the gifts that God puts in your life every minute of the day, and don't neglect one of them. If somebody smiles at you today from a gas station window, rejoice, okay? Appreciate them. So the first thing here is surprise someone with an unexpected meal. That's delicious. Like, how many times has somebody bought you lunch and it's like the best thing in your whole life? And it happens, I'll get the check, right? But surprise somebody, maybe a coworker, they like a special kind of candy bar or something. Just surprise them with it. How about this one? Remind someone that they are valued. This is something that I have instituted in my life. I don't say thank you to people. I say I appreciate you. I appreciate your presence in my life. I appreciate what you've done. I appreciate that you've stood by me and helped me go forward in my purpose. I appreciate that you love me. I appreciate that you breathe in the air that I breathe out, and I get to be in your presence. And that's how I feel about all of you. So I just reminded you that I value you. All right, idea number 3 is this. Celebrate someone's life on I love this, random birthdays. Okay, this is such a cool idea. I've heard it before, but I'm going to remind you, listeners, celebrate someone's life. Like, make this like, oh, this is Jody's day, or this is Michelle's day who's coming on the show, and this is good. We're just going to celebrate you today. Like, pick somebody in your life that you absolutely love, send an email out to everybody that knows them, and say, I've just decided today's Thursday, and it's going to be Ethan's day. And see what happens. And that's rejoicing. How about throw a party for small milestones? We don't have to have grand events. Maybe something really small happen. Or maybe, if you have kids, a great thing is like really appreciate little things that they do, and not wait for the grades to come out on the report card. Maybe celebrate the homework that they do on a daily basis. 5, recognize someone's faithfulness. 6, reconnect to an old friend. And 7, give out public praise for somebody. This is so important. Rejoice is not something that we do alone. I think that it's something meant to be done in the presence of others, like that they witness in others. Let's see, we have other quotes here. I want to tell you about the things that I did this weekend. I actually had someone pass away that was very dear to a client, and we gathered on the beach and we celebrated this person's life. And I have never been moved more by the fact that we did not make it sad. What we did for this particular ceremony is we all wrote funny poems about this young man, and it was really funny, and made fun of the fact that he would be making fun of us doing this and would not want to participate. And it was just so different to feel the energy of that soul and how it affected our lives, using humor and using joy, because life is life and things are going to happen. Last night I did another ceremony for someone else who passed, and we used the energy and the hooting and hollering and the joy of the it was absolutely ridiculous, but it seals the deal. There's something about it. And so if you're listening now to the Rabbi Jenny Show, I want you to think about the fact that you're not rejoicing in something in your life, that maybe you're bogged down in the details. Maybe you're whining, okay? Maybe you're complaining that certain things are going on in your life. So I want you to switch that. I want you to think, anything that I'm criticizing, complaining, whining about, feeling sorry for myself, I am going to rejoice in it. Because remember, it's happening for you and not to you, okay? So if something's not going your way, it's time for you to love it and rejoice in it, because it is doing something to you. If it is inconvenient, it is causing you to reach deep inside of you and develop qualities that you did not have before. And so rejoice in it. Throw yourself a party. Hey, I just learned how to balance my checkbook. Let's have a party. These are the things we have to do. We have to celebrate the little things in life. Maybe if we woke up, we wake up in the Jewish faith and we say thank you for the day. And there's Psalm 118, which is my favorite, and we'll be singing about it later. And it's Zeh hayom hazeh nigilah v'nismacha bo. This is the day. This is the day the Lord has created. This is the only one that we have. And what are we going to do with it? And I got to tell you, if you're worrying about tomorrow or you're worrying about yesterday, you're not here. And I'm not ever sure that there's anything but right now. Nobody can prove it. If you look at it, all we have is right now. So it's time to rejoice and love the people around us. It's time to do what the people of Israel did. They went, they gathered their first fruit, and then they had a party and said, oh my God, we're here. Because if you don't do that, you'll go back into that old mindset of remember what happened. Oh my God, do you remember what happened? We have to stay conscious of our state of mind and stay positive. We have to celebrate. We have to be clear in what we do. It's so, so, so important. And that's the message today on the Rabbi Jenny Show. We have an exciting guest today. She is all about leaving the past behind and celebrating. I'm excited. Stay tuned and rejoice. Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny from the Rabbi Jenny Show. Are you planning a wedding, baby naming, or bar bat mitzvah? Have you recently adopted a pet, bought a new home, or opened a new business? Do you have an important anniversary coming up and would like to renew your vows? Have you recently lost a loved one and need some compassion and care through this process? These are some of the many life events that touch our lives. It is at these moments that we need a special person for guidance and compassion and care to officiate and guide us through those moments. Call me, Rabbi Jenny, at 561-346-8207 to guide you and officiate these life events. 561-346-8207. Rabbi Jenny, for personal compassion and care and loving guidance for the important events of your life.
The presidential candidates are talking about it. The talk show hosts are talking about it. It's all over the news. Maybe it's time you should start talking about it. Maybe it's time for you to get help. If you or someone you love is suffering from a heroin addiction, Epiphany Resources has the solution for you. Heroin addiction manifests in an apathy and a disinterest in life. At Epiphany Resources, Rabbi Jenny and her acclaimed clinical team reignite and empower their clients to embrace life for a bright future in recovery. With groundbreaking creative and spiritual modalities combined with narrative reframing and cognitive behavioral therapy, the team at Epiphany Resources neutralize the cravings for heroin and reawaken one's desire for joy and life. It's time to talk about it. It's time to heal. It's time to recover from heroin addiction. Contact Epiphany Resources at www.etcfl.com or call 561-777-0241. Epiphany Resources. It's time to begin.
The after-school hours between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. are when millions of children go home alone or are without adult supervision. Statistics have shown that during this time, gang involvement, teenage pregnancy, and drug use begins. For the past 15 years, For the Children, Inc., a place where children come first, has been a pioneer in providing quality after-school programming for underprivileged youth aged 5 to 18 in Palm Beach County. Our children are our future. To ensure their success, they must have equal access to quality educational, personal growth, and leadership tools. For the Children, Inc. provides them all. Donate now to For the Children, Inc. at www.forthechildrenfirst.org.
This public service announcement for the Children, Inc. was brought to you by the law offices of Manjula Caladini, Esquire, concentrating in immigration law. www.immigrationassociates.net. You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey, welcome back. It's Rabbi Jenny. We're talking about rejoicing. We're talking about putting the J back in joy, as my Rebbe said, and get rid of that oi. You got to be happy, you know? You got to take delight, as the dictionary says, in everything around you. And it is time. We have a really exciting guest. It is time for our bad mama jamma. Rabbi Jenny. We just downloaded. Freddie found it, but my sister did the jam. All right, we are here with Michelle Dempsey, Women Power. Michelle, I mean, there's so much I want to talk to you about. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. Women Power is the name of your show, right?
My show is Babes in Business.
Babes in Business. Okay.
Yes, but I am part of the Women Empowerment Expo, and I'm so excited. I mention it on my show every week. Everyone knows. But yeah, empowerment's my thing, and I really connect with the whole life happens for you, not to you, because I was really stuck in the ladder for a long time. So
I really want to get to talking about you, Michelle, because you do a lot of things. You do it. I know she can do it. She's going to teach me how to do it better because I could get better at it. So, Michelle, I want to talk to you about how you got in this business of helping people empower their lives and talking to people about that. Tell us the story. What is the story of how your life switched from, I believe, being a teacher? How did that move forward? Go ahead, tell us. Tell us the whole thing.
It was really, when you feel that thing in your gut that's like, this has to happen and it has to happen now.
Yeah.
That's essentially where I was. But being someone who was always so stuck on doing the right thing and pleasing everyone and didn't want to ruffle any feathers, there I was stuck in a job that, I once had so much passion for, but now with a new baby at home and she was always sick in daycare and I was kind of working in a toxic environment. It really didn't suit me well at all. I would come in all like bubbly and happy every day and everyone looked like they wanted to kill me, I just said to myself, something is not working, and I was put in this position to make a choice. And I knew in my heart. I remember my mom and my brother came over and they were like, "You're crazy. What are you doing? You have to stay in your job. You're a teacher.
Right.
It's the best job in the world." And my daughter's coughing in her little swing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm done, and I'm going to make it happen. So how I did that was I was already freelancing for a few different magazines.
And you're a writer.
I am a
I mean, that
writer.
is what you do. Like, I want people to understand, like, you know, we have different passions, and Michelle is a writer. I mean, she walked into the studio, she was like, I am a writer, Rabbi Jenny. That's what I am first.
I don't believe I said it like that, but I think I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah, you should.
I am a writer.
But I mean, it was the clearest thing I heard. It
Yes.
was. That's how I heard it.
I still introduce myself as that because that's who I feel I am. I've empowered through my writing.
So great.
Which is why I feel I've found my way into this space. But I started writing as a means to, you know, exercise my passion. I was a journalism major. Why not? And once my work started getting picked up and I was writing more and more for bigger publications, I noticed my theme always went back to coming out of this place of unhappiness and living in the victim mentality to taking ownership of my life. And that's a really powerful thing to do as a woman, because I meet women every day who are like, I'm there now, I'm stuck now, take me out of that, how do I get out of that? And I tell them it's not me, it's you. And it's awakening that passion, whether it's for their business, through what I do in my line of work, or speaking to women at events that, you know, are kind of just, everybody needs that little, like, it's like that good song on the radio that gives you that pep for the day. And that's what I try to bring, and I'm really real about it, and I don't hold back. And I think, you know, my family might cringe sometimes because I feel in what I do, there needs to be transparency. You know, I can't be talking about overcoming all of this stuff and that not getting into the nitty gritty. And I know you're somebody who values that.
Well, and I think the idea of, like, the fact that you started small is kind of like what that article talked about, like, celebrate the small things. Like, I think for most people, they think, you know, this is like, you know, they can't go from A, they want to go from A to Z instead of going to B. Like, you know, start small. Like, if you can't, you know, don't quit your job and, like, you know, mess with your family, you know, like, but there's ways to start making your freedom.
You have to be responsible and strategic. You can't just throw caution to the wind. You know, I have a husband and a mortgage and a child and bills, but I had a plan. It was almost like something inside of me. I knew I was going to make it. I kind of just knew. And in the past, I never connected with those people who said, you have to love your job and it'll never feel like work. And all of a sudden I felt it, and I feel it every day, and I literally celebrate every day. I wake up and I remind myself of where I am. I do what you read on that list. Every morning I text a few people that I really care about and let them know I love them and why I think they're fabulous. And it sort of reconnects me to my purpose. And, you know, I'm just loving it.
So this idea of leaving the past behind, where does this come from? Like, inside of you? Like, what were the first things that you wrote about?
The first things I wrote about was sort of, so I grew up in New York. I only live here 4 years. October will be 4 years. Actually, the day of the Women in Power Expo is my 4-year anniversary in Florida. So it's very telling of where I've come from. I was just kind of a mess. I mean, I always a good person, always meant well, but I couldn't make good decisions for myself. And I always blamed that on certain things I had been through in my life, an unhealthy relationship with, or lack thereof, with my father, situations I had gotten myself into. I had multiple surgeries throughout my life. I was always the victim. It was never it was never my fault. It was always everybody else's. And I never took ownership over my life. Then I was 28 years old and had a massive car accident.
Oh my goodness.
Broke everything from the neck down, and it ended up being the greatest, most spiritual moment for me, because I literally spent 4 months in bed, unable to walk or do anything, really just thinking, okay, I've screwed it up. Screwed it up this good. Now I've had a second chance, though, because this car accident was pretty major, and here I am, and I'm going to do it right. So I decided I was going to pick up, leave New York, and start over, and I did. And I'm very conscious of the mentality, and I think that's all it is. If you can shift your thinking, the world is yours.
Well, I think our body distracts us quite a bit. So I think the idea, when you're not distracted by your body, you know, they talk about it in the flesh. If you want to talk about Judeo-Christian terminology, like the yearnings of the flesh. And I think when you're like knocked out, you know, and your flesh is kind of, you're left with you and your mind, You got to make a decision.
I
you know?
always say in my writing, I was broken physically, but put back together mentally in
Yeah.
that state. And it was essentially the best thing that ever happened, because starting fresh in itself is beautiful. And I knew I was rewriting my own life at that point, and I didn't want to end up in the same unhealthy patterns, making the same mistakes, and things happen. I manifested things pretty quickly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Give us one of the quickest. Give us a good story. Give us.
Okay, so I moved down in October of 2012.
Okay.
I was single, ready to mingle, having fun. Really wasn't focused on anything, but really just getting my life together. And lo and behold, a few weeks later, I was introduced to my now husband. We were engaged in 3 months.
Wow.
3 months. So it was almost like it.
I think that when you're laid out, though, I think that you learn. One of the things I was talking with somebody about is that you learn to discern what's right for you. Like,
Yes.
when you eliminate the distractions in your life, you
Yes.
discern, and then you listen to it. They call it, inspiration, anything like that. But you started to notice the difference between the quiet voice that's right and that critic,
Yes.
inside of us.
Yeah,
So
and
I
I was in a place, I was so self-conscious and insecure.
Yeah.
And it was more of, I was more the people pleaser because I was so unhappy with myself. I wanted to make other people happy, and it's totally turned itself around now.
well, because nobody needs that.
Nobody needs,
No-
who can live like that?
It's like you think you're helping by pleasing other people, but
No, it's a very painful place to be in.
yes. So, okay, so you met the guy.
I met
3
the
months,
guy.
you got
Hi,
married. Okay.
Got engaged in 3 months. We were married 8 months later. So we were married, and if my daughter watches this one day, you're not allowed to do the same thing. But we were married before we knew each other a year. But
Wow.
it's been a few years
I
now.
don't know. I think that, I think I think that you just know, though. I mean,
You do on some level, but I was still in the place of getting to know myself again.
yeah.
So there was this inner battle I had to go through with accepting that I was now in a space in my life I never thought I'd be in, and I didn't know how to handle it. And it took me quite some time to.
Well, sometimes, it rains, and when it rains, it pours. Is that what they say, like?
And then I got pregnant.
Yeah. So there
So
you go.
yes, pouring thunderstorms.
Yeah. So what do you think is your biggest challenge now?
Time.
Time.
Not
Okay.
enough time in the day. I launched my business, MichelleDempsey.com, or Michelle Dempsey, very well written. I was originally the girl that blogged for people, and it's evolved into so much more. Like
it's so
I
great.
mentioned, it's speaking, a lot of consulting and editing, and coaching and branding, social media. There's a lot going on,
Yeah.
but I've built a great team. Thank you, Diana and Christy, for putting up with me on a daily basis. But I'm also a mom.
Yeah.
First and foremost, more than anything, that's my passion project, is my child. And she's incredible, and she's thriving, and she's at an age where she needs me so much. So time is my challenge.
Yeah.
Every day is a different story. Today I was an excellent businesswoman, not so great as a mom. Tomorrow
Yeah.
might be different. So
Yeah, I think so. I think balance is important. I think that the idea of bringing joy and the idea that you're texting others, I think that it's carving out that time. I notice for myself, like I have a very strict regime when I'm I come into my office every day, and I have this strict regime where I am, I have this way I meditate in the morning, and I carve out this space. And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes the first thing to go. And it's the first thing to affect me. So it's like rejoicing or feeling joy. You have to start at home. You have to fill that well. It's really, I think that that's important. So what are some of the things that you do, Michelle, for yourself?
I just keep writing. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe we've hit a nerve
You
here
know
on the
what?
Rabbi Jenny Show. We do that sometimes. We find the hole.
A few weeks ago, I was hit with a serious dose of get it together and take care of yourself, Michelle, because I woke up with strep throat, a fever, my child's crying. We're going to break, so we'll be back. I'll tell you after the break.
This is perfect. This is perfect because we're going to bring Michelle more joy on the Rabbi Jenny
Yes,
Show.
I
Yes,
need it.
we are.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love it.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
The presidential candidates are talking about it. The talk show hosts are talking about it. It's all over the news. Maybe it's time you should start talking about it. Maybe it's time for you to get help. If you or someone you love is suffering from a heroin addiction, Epiphany Resources has the solution for you. Heroin addiction manifests in an apathy and a disinterest in life. At Epiphany Resources, Rabbi Jenny and her acclaimed clinical team reignite and empower their clients to embrace life for a bright future in recovery. With groundbreaking creative and spiritual modalities combined with narrative reframing and cognitive behavioral therapy, the team at Epiphany Resources neutralize the cravings for heroin and reawaken one's desire for joy and life. It's time to talk about it. It's time to heal. It's time to recover from heroin addiction. Contact Epiphany Resources at www.etcfl.com or call 561-777-0241. Epiphany Resources. It's time to begin. The after-school hours between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. are when millions of children go home alone or are without adult supervision. Statistics have shown that during this time, gang involvement, teenage pregnancy, and drug use begins. For the past 15 years, For the Children, Inc., a place where children come first, has been a pioneer in providing quality after-school programming for underprivileged youth aged 5 to 18 in Palm Beach County. Our children are our future. To ensure their success, they must have equal access to quality educational, personal growth, and leadership tools. For the Children, Inc. provides them all. Donate now to For the Children, Inc. at www.forthechildrenfirst.org.
This public service announcement for the Children, Inc. was brought to you by the law offices of Manjula Caladini, Esquire, concentrating in immigration law. www.immigrationassociates.net.
Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny from The Rabbi Jenny Show. Are you planning a wedding, baby naming, or bar bat mitzvah? Have you recently adopted a pet, bought a new home, or opened a new business? Do you have an important anniversary coming up and would like to renew your vows? Have you recently lost a loved one and need some compassion and care through this process? These are some of the many life events that touch our lives. It is at these moments that we need a special person for guidance and compassion and care to officiate and guide us through those moments. Call me, Rabbi Jenny, at 561-346-8207 to guide you and officiate these life events. 561-346-8207. Rabbi Jenny, for personal compassion and care and loving guidance for the important events of your life.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny. I'm back with Michelle Dempsey, and we are talking about rejoicing, but we went to break on an important issue with Michelle. We are talking about time, right? And what we do to love ourselves.
I mean, and we had no more time for me to talk about it.
We had no more time. So talk to me about this.
So I have a lot to juggle. I have my business, I have my child, I have my husband, I have my house, I have my friends, my parents. I don't have enough time for myself. And I know this.
Yeah.
So I'll set the day with good intentions. I'm like, okay, tonight, powering down. I wrote an article for Mind Body Green. I'm powering down, and I'm a hypocrite 90% of the time because I like my job. My job doesn't feel like work, so I love to keep going. But there's that time of day every day where my hands cramp up, my back is screaming like go lay down. I really really love TV. I never was a TV person because I was always on the go, out. I, power down, get in bed with my hubby. There's a few shows that we were like Netflix bingers.
Yes.
And for me, that's like my guilty pleasure. And girl time. Time with my friends is major. I have to have it at least once a week. And I wrote about that this week. Self-care. Like I have no shame in saying I go get my hair done. I get my nails done. Feeling good is a part of who I am. Like I need to think I look good to feel good. I don't care what anybody else thinks about how I look, but when I'm taken care of, I feel great. And I feel like
I agree.
I've taken time out for myself and I reboot and I drink my cup of coffee and then I'm on again. So I find my ways to work it in every day. And
and I think you're rejoicing in yourself. Like I think if we say to take delight in yourself, like you're going back to the scripture from this Torah from this week, and it talks about, you reap your harvest, you get the first fruits. And so you write your articles and you use your creativity and you do all of that with, the beautiful divine source that you are. And then you have to celebrate her. You have to be like, okay, well, now we're going to kick up our heels.
Well,
and
I truly
celebrate.
feel you have to set the precedent for how you want others to treat you.
Yes.
By, expressing that within yourself. And that was something I was missing for all those years. I didn't love myself. And now I'm loving myself that much more, to the point where it could be coming across obnoxious, and I don't care. I was missing that self-love for so long, and that's what inevitably...
I don't think it's obnoxious. I think most people, but I think I want to bring that up, because as a woman in today's world, I mean, it is so easy for people to go there with it, and I think it's empowering. I think there's a lot of young women that know that life is busy, that know that life takes time, and we need to tell them, it is okay to shine. It is okay to be absolutely in love with yourself, and have flaws.
Right.
And
loving the flaws and owning the flaws. Like, I know there's parts of me that are not perfect, that I used to try and mask, and now it's like extra 10 pounds, hey, whatever it is that day that's bothering me about myself, it's like, it is what it is. Nobody's fixating on this if I'm not. So
I think it's important. Like, I think, and if you can laugh at yourself, if you can find joy in the things that make you quirky and make you, then they'll transform quicker. I mean, don't you believe that they will?
Absolutely.
I think they will. So what are some of the things you have? You have so many things going on that you want to promote. So we're not gonna forget any of them, and we'll try to go through them twice and talk about a couple more things. But we have the women's empowerment coming up. Give the information on that. We've promoted it before with Alexa, and so we're going to promote it again today.
Alexa was here.
Yes, she was.
Awesome.
We did a great,
You have a few things coming up. So, first and foremost, I have to promote my business, right? MichelleDempsey.com.
Sure.
Michelle with 2 L's, Dempsey like Patrick, no relation, unfortunately. Babes in Business, you can catch us on the Facebook page, Babes in Business WNN. We're on every Tuesday night at 7 right here. Next week, Wednesday the 28th at 5:30 on Las Olas. If you're local, join us at Alex and Annie for a cocktail party to raise money for the Pace Center for Girls in Broward. It's a cause very dear to my heart, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. The next night...
What is the Pace Center?
The Pace Center is a center for girls, adolescent girls, who are given the opportunity for a free education and counseling.
It's actually a very good program.
It's girls who are either on the verge of the criminal justice system or they are not really functioning at the best levels in their current school, and they need an alternative program. And the girls are amazing, and the people that work there are amazing. And the second I walked in, I had chills because I knew this is where I needed to be. And I'm going to be teaching there once a week to creative writing, as a volunteer. Because I know the power. I know how writing helped me get through my tough times, and I want to transfer that love.
Well, it's empowering. I mean, if you actually it's how you get your voice back.
Totally.
And some of those girls have been through things that they've literally had their power removed.
Yes. And I have a quote on the main page of my website by Madeline Albright. Took me a long time to find my voice, and now that I found it, I'm going to use it. So there's that. And then the 29th, Thursday the 29th at 6:30 p.m. at the Academy of Glam in Davie, I will be speaking for the Women Inspiring Women group, along with Christina Nicholson, who is a phenomenal speaker. She's also involved with the expo. October 5th, Wednesday, October 5th, I am speaking at a breakfast hosted by Fem City, the Fort Lauderdale chapter. All of this is on my website. October 15th, drumroll, the Women in Power Expo, which I'm constantly promoting, and I'll never stop, probably even after it's done, because I'm so excited to be a part of this.
Well, it's going to be the next one. I'm looking forward to the one in D.C.
Are you going to go?
Yeah, I'm hoping to be a part of that one.
It's happening during a really nice time, springtime. Women in Power Expo, 10 to 5 p.m., October 15th at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center. There will be 50 amazing speakers. I am one of them. I'll be speaking at 3:30 that day on leaving the past behind, and that's a very passionate topic for me. What else do I have going on?
I don't know. That was a lot.
That's a lot.
That was
There's
a lot. And I feel like I want to
things.
know you a little bit more. So we're going to...
ask me questions.
I want to know, I feel like there's a book coming for you, Michelle.
Yes.
And if you were going to write a book,
what's happening?
Yeah, let me hear about this book that's going on for you. I feel it. I can feel it.
I had somebody tell me, because I had the idea earlier in the year that I wanted to write from the empowerment mindset, and the person who told me, I shared the idea with him because he's in the book industry, and he was like, "You're a mom, stick to the mom stuff," and I was like, "Nope, pretty sure I'm supposed to write about empowerment." I'm telling my personal story, all the nitty-gritty details. I pretty sure I'm fictionalizing it to protect some people. But sort of the real honest tales of the journey, and looking for those. The whole point is to be able to highlight the things you need to look for on the journey to help take you on your
Love
way,
it.
and how to turn the really hard times into the adversity that drives you. And I think that's for women. I talk about the stigma. Bad things happen to you as a woman and you're labeled. I had daddy issues. I was the victim. I was this girl. I was broken. I was all these things that could never be whole again.
Right.
Right? And now here I am whole, and it's like, wait a second. What about all the other girls who believe this stuff that they're being told? So.
And I think especially on this show, I think it's important to recognize that it's not just females. I think it is males. I think that everybody is struggling with who they are and finding their place. I think the world is changing. I think that the traditional roles have shifted, male and female roles. And I think everybody's getting mixed messages about who they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to act. And one of the things that I actually really feel when I'm in your presence, and you got to go see these ladies speak at this Women Empowerment event, because they're just some of the coolest young women I've met. I mean, they just blow me away. New energy that just makes me so grateful to have been on my journey to meet them. But just this whole idea, there's like this energy around you about these flaws, like these cracks, these things that happen in our life that we just wouldn't be who we are. Like, I think that everything about who we are makes us who we are.
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
good
a
and the
rainbow is
bad.
not one color.
Right.
And
I think all of those things, when you couple them together, I know I am so passionate about helping women because I've been in the place where I needed so much help. And I'm so passionate about raising my daughter to be confident and kind, because I grew up really not confident and unkind to myself. So yes, all of these things are wonderful learning lessons for the future. And you never meet a strong person who has not been through their load of crap, and that's the truth.
Well, yeah, and I think that's just life. Like I said, I mean, I just think, I don't know, how do you train? How does a warrior train if there's no battle? I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, that's
my
a
next blog
Havatar.
topic.
That's a Havatar. You got to read a Havatar, Rabbi Jenny's second book. I wanted to talk about something else. There was something else coming up for me. Oh, it's Rosh Hashanah in a week and a half, the Jewish New Year. So I'm going to be theming this with my guests each week, because this is our New Year. This is when we get into kind of this mode. It's the first day of fall today. We have the big moment tomorrow. We have our Aquanaut. We have the big moment where we shift into kind of going inward in the fall and shedding. So what is it that you want to do, Michelle, for this year coming up?
For the new year?
Yeah, for this lunar year.
I think if I stay where I am, I'd be lucky, but I intend to do a little bit more. I want to take the awareness, the awareness that I'm bringing in South Florida a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I'll be launching a few new exciting things in the next coming weeks. I have to keep that under wraps for legal purposes.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
I'll be back. Keep watching. But I think, I'm coming into a new year now with my daughter, who is more aware of where she is. She's almost 2. She started school at a temple, and she's now learning about what it means to be a Jewish little girl. And I just had to buy her 3 apples for class because they were doing an activity.
And I think the honey and the apples.
Being able to, this is from now to April is probably my favorite time of the year, because Rosh Hashanah and Passover are my favorite holidays, just because of the family element and the vibe and all of that, and to experience that with her.
And it's about sweetness too. I mean, it's taking that sweetness out of our lives and learning to rejoice more and celebrate the little things, So you're going to check out michelledempsey.com, correct? You're going to go to Women Empowerment and check out all the events on her website. And thank you so much for being on the show. You'll hang out for the last bit. And this is Rabbi Jenny. Stay tuned. We got the jam and the kala. Bye. The after-school hours between 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. are when millions of children go home alone or are without adult supervision. Statistics have shown that during this time, gang involvement, teenage pregnancy, and drug use begins. For the past 15 years, For the Children, Inc., a place where children come first, has been a pioneer in providing quality after-school programming for underprivileged youth aged 5 to 18 in Palm Beach County. Our children are our future. To ensure their success, they must have equal access to quality educational, personal growth, and leadership tools. For the Children, Inc. provides them all.
Donate now to For the Children, Inc. at www.forthechildrenfirst.org.
This public service announcement for the Children, Inc. was brought to you by the law offices of Manjula Caladini, Esquire, concentrating in immigration law. www.immigrationassociates.net.
Hi, it's Rabbi Jenny from The Rabbi Jenny Show. Are you planning a wedding, baby naming, or bar bat mitzvah? Have you recently adopted a pet, bought a new home, or opened a new business? Do you have an important anniversary coming up and would like to renew your vows? Have you recently lost a loved one and need some compassion and care through this process? These are some of the many life events that touch our lives. It is at these moments that we need a special person for guidance and compassion and care to officiate and guide us through those moments. Call me, Rabbi Jenny, at 561-346-8207 to guide you and officiate these life events. 561-346-8207. Rabbi Jenny, for personal compassion and care and loving guidance for the important events of your life. The presidential candidates are talking about it. The talk show hosts are talking about it. It's all over the news. Maybe it's time you should start talking about it. Maybe it's time for you to get help. If you or someone you love is suffering from a heroin addiction, Epiphany Resources has the solution for you. Heroin addiction manifests in an apathy and a disinterest in life. At Epiphany Resources, Rabbi Jenny and her acclaimed clinical team reignite and empower their clients to embrace life for a bright future in recovery. With groundbreaking creative and spiritual modalities combined with narrative reframing and cognitive behavioral therapy, the team at Epiphany Resources neutralize the cravings for heroin and reawaken one's desire for joy and life. It's time to talk about it. It's time to heal. It's time to recover from heroin addiction. Contact Epiphany Resources at www.etcfl.com or call 561-777-0241. Epiphany Resources. It's time to begin.
You have been listening to Rabbi Jenny, who asks, are you ready to bring more light and love and joy into your life? A spiritually uplifting show that will change your world. Call in at 888-565-1470 or email at rabbijenny.com and share your thoughts with Rabbi Jenny. Now, back to our show.
Hey, it's Rabbi Jenny, and we are right back here. We are talking about rejoicing. We are having a lot of fun today. I'm glad. We got up energy. New Year's is coming up. It's fall, my favorite. This is my season, folks. All my favorite colors in the fall. Okay, so we have the Joy Jar Challenge, the ridiculous Joy Jar Challenge.
Joy, 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 joy. It's Adeline Gobergstein, and it's time for the Rabbi Jenny Ridiculous Joy Jar Challenge.
Hi, this is Rabbi Jenny. Who's on the air?
Hi, my name is Ro Pirelli.
Say it.
Oh, I know Ro.
You know Ro. Hi, Ro.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Ro, do you have 10 things you're ridiculously joyful for?
I do. I don't know if I would call them ridiculously joyful. I thought I was making a list of just 10 things that make me happy, but ridiculously joyful, we can make it work.
Okay, let's hear it.
So
let's hear the 10.
Hi, Ro. It's Michelle.
Hi! Oh my God! I was just messaging
Okay.
you.
All right, Ro, let's hear the 10.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, French fries, diamonds, polished nails, a good belly laugh, green tea, smelly candles, meditation, serendipities, learning, and personal development books and classes.
Oh, okay, Ro. What do you want to promote on the Rabbi Jenny Show today?
Well, I want to promote my amazing Feed Her Soul blog. I send out a weekly newsletter that's catered towards women who are spiritually evolving. And I send out a video. Occasionally I send out a written post, but it's usually a weekly video that is, a topic on personal development or spiritual development, either one. And it's just a really fun, amazing thing. And I would like to drive some more traffic to that website.
So give us the website.
It's www.feedhersoul.com.
Feed, like FEED?
Feed.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Feedhersoul.com. Well, Ro, thanks for calling. Maybe you'll come talk about it on the Rabbi Jenny Show. How about that?
I would love to.
All right. Well, we'll get your information.
She's at the expo too. Rose at the expo.
Rose at the Women's Empowerment Expo. All right, Ro. Well, thank you for calling.
Of course. It was awesome to be on here. I'll talk to you ladies later.
Okay, love.
Bye,
Have
Mama.
a joyful night.
Bye.
Okay.
She was on my show a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Rose got some good things going on.
Awesome. So we're talking about rejoicing, and it is time for the Jenny Jam. Yo.
Jam. Rabbi Jenny Jam. Jam.
We got a conga going on. We do. It's a beautiful day today. 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 Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. The sun is out, the love is full. Shine down on me and make me whole. There's nothing to complain about. There's so much joy and love around. It's a banquet for the senses. It's a harvest for the reap. There is so much love around you. Open up your eyes and see. Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Oh! It's a beautiful day today. 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 Take the time to rejoice, to sing and celebrate. Don't make no violence, no rage and no hate. Reach out and don't discriminate. Time is a ticking, my love. Don't wait, don't complain and criticize. Silly boy, open your eyes while you living in the past. Never happen, never last. Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Oh! Ze hayom hazeh. Ze hayom hazeh. Oh! It's a beautiful day today. 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 I actually think that's my favorite jam, folks. I do. I had so much fun with that. I had so much fun with the Rabbi Jenny Jam this week.
Doesn't it feel better to get a round of applause?
Yeah, a little bit. It's thrown me off just a little bit here on the Rabbi Jenny Show. We usually finish up. We got Michelle here. She is the liveliest one I've had. All right, so we're going to light you up here and we're talking about rejoicing. We're talking about put the J back in joy. We're talking about getting rid of that whole idea of having oi. We want to celebrate our life because that's what Scripture is telling us to do today. That's what we're talking about in Torah. We're talking about reaping our harvest and going out and celebrating. Why do we do that? We seal the deal. It helps us remember the goodness in our life, and you can celebrate just the little things, like the fact that you wake up in the morning. You can celebrate a good bowl of cereal. I do every day, man. I love my kashi. So let's see. I want to read you some quotes that I thought were very, very beautiful to help light you up. The first one's by Minaya Khan, and it's rejoice with glitters of ashes tonight, sparkling from moon's spice silver bite. Upon skin of darkness, loving night no more, storm begins unlocking cold wind's door. Oh, that's so delicious. Ah! M.T. Anderson from The Kingdom on the Waves says, I hope thou shalt never retreat beneath the ground. The sun is thy inheritance. The sky is thy birthright. Stay here, my boy, and with the conversation of mankind, rejoice in the light. And that's how we want to light you up here to end the Rabbi Jenny Show here. We want to remind you to celebrate. We want to remind you of the things that we shared about, that you can celebrate the little things, that you can celebrate. You can make tomorrow somebody's magic day, and don't tell them about it until about 8 o'clock in the morning, but then let them get blasted by a bunch of love just because it's Thursday and it's, I don't know whose day it is. Maybe it's Jim's day. If you know a guy named Jim, I declare tomorrow all Jim's day. and appreciate people. Don't say thank you anymore. Say, I appreciate you. I rejoice in you. I celebrate the fact that something created you to shine in my presence today. Because guess what, folks? There is only one you. I am absolutely sure of that. God creates flowers. They all look the same. God creates leaves on the trees. They all look the same. Every human being is different. We spend so much time trying to be alike when we should be actually celebrating and rejoicing in the differences. I simply cannot figure out why we're not just sitting in front of each other going, oh my God, check that mole out, man. Why are your teeth like that? I mean, I don't understand. Because we are so unbelievably different. And this is a message that I received from Hashem when I was up in the Dakotas and I looked at a field of the most gorgeous flowers on sacred ground on Lakota territory. And God said, that's really pretty, Jenny, but I didn't make you guys all the same. And what you need to get out there is you need to tell people that they are all different expressions of Torah. They're all different expressions of divine. And there may be something about you today, listeners, that you don't accept. And that's what I'm feeling right now. And I get these moments right at the end of the Rabbi Jenny show where I just feel that somebody is listening and there is something inside of you that you are like, there is just no way I'm going to celebrate that. There is no way I can rejoice in that thing about me or that thing that happened to me. Well, guess today is the day I am giving you permission. Today is the day to celebrate that flaw. Today is the day to celebrate that thing that you may be calling a failure. It is the doorway to your new thing, I don't think that we can win unless we fail. I think it was Edison who said he just kept trying like a million times. That's all he did. He just kept trying. And then the light came on, I think Edison's he's the phone. I don't know. I think I got it backwards there. But, historian I am not. But I am just so full in light and love because there is somebody out there that is dealing with something that they cannot celebrate. And they know it is the one thing that if they share it with the world, that we will all shine brighter. So it is time, my friends. It is time to share whatever that thing is. It's time to turn to the person next to you and say, you know what? This is what I haven't told anyone. This is the one thing about myself that I do not think has any value. And guess what? You will find value in it because I guarantee the person will turn around and go, hey, I have that too. Because that's how we are. We hide away. And it's so ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous because you're the very thing that was put here to shine. You have a piece of divine in you. On the Rabbi Jenny show, we always say that we're all stars in the same sky, but when your star is dim, my sky gets dark, and that pisses me off. I said it. It pisses me off. I want to remind you of a couple of things that are coming up for Rabbi Jenny and me. That's so weird. I referred to myself in the third person. But we have Kol Nidre service, our 5th annual fundraiser coming up on Tuesday, October 11th in downtown Lake Worth. We will be trying to stream this live on Facebook, but I will tell you it is an event for you to come to. It is a fundraiser for the children, an organization I'm very passionate about. And if you've never been to one of my Kol Nidre chants, if you have something you want to let go of for this next year, you be there in the presence of my voice and I will blow it out of you. And I promise you, there will be leaders from many world faiths. We have Dr. Barbara Lundy from the Center for Spiritual Living. We have Khalid Minhas from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. We have the Swami from the Hindu community. We have Baha'is, we have Christians, we have Pastor Tony Mays from New Hope. We have amazing people involved this year, and we'll be talking about every week and promoting on the Rabbi Jenny Show. And if you have nowhere to go for the high holidays and nowhere to hear Kol Nidre, come here with me. So this is the end for today. You replay this one. It was a good one. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Celebrate you. Keep shining. And we'll talk to you next week. Thank you, Epiphany, and all of our sponsors. Bye-bye.
You have been listening and lighting up your life with Rabbi Jenny. Join us next week for another session of love, light, and joy as Rabbi Jenny takes life to the next level. Are you ready? Rabbi Jenny says the time is now. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
CoQ10 is a thoroughly researched supplement that protects your heart and benefits